Hey everybody, it's Casey Williams. So this weekend, my family and I made plans to drive from Indianapolis up to Pokagon State Park, spend a few days in the inn, sit by a fire, do the toboggan run, do little outdoor activities in the snow, and just enjoy winter a little bit. So I'm getting all excited about this idea, and then I see what vehicle's coming. It's the Mercedes AMG GLC43, and I'm really excited about that. It's gonna be a fun drive. And then I get the weather forecast, and we're gonna be having 4 inches of snow right at the time we're leaving around 5 o'clock, driving up to the inn after work on Friday night. I'm like, great. What I need is a 400 horsepower vehicle in 4 inches of snow. But it turns out this vehicle did a great job. You'll have to forgive the ice and the dirt because we had quite a drive up here. I'll talk about it in a little bit. But I really do like the look of the vehicle. I like the AMG grille, the big star in the hood, AMG logo up here. And the GLC is Mercedes' next to smallest crossover. This one's actually the coupe version of it. So you have the four-door crossover coupe with a hatchback. So I think it looks really cool. It looks really aggressive. It's a lot of fun. But also get enough utility to be a crossover. The tires, thank God these were not the summer tires, that they're all season tires, handle the snow pretty well, and I think they look pretty good too. 21-inch AMG wheels. I like the red brake calipers back behind it. But I really like this vehicle again. Instead of having the crossover, the extended back, it's the coupe profile. Looks really sporty, looks really modern. Come around the back. And I think it just looks mean and angry in the back. I like it a lot. I like the 4 exhaust outlets, the lower diffuser down below. Power hatch. And there's quite a bit of space back here. So we had 3 of us on the trip for 3 hours driving each way. It ended up being 3 hours driving each way for a few days away. Plenty of space, get all your luggage in here, and ready to go. I was really surprised at how nasty the roads were when we left on Friday night. We're going home Sunday now. Roads are clear. Really a nice day to enjoy the car. But when we left home, I mean, it was just pounding snow. And I was really impressed that the GLC did not put a wheel wrong. The all-wheel drive system handled it just fine. And a lot of these cars, they have electronic throttles. If you drive them reasonably, they behave reasonably. If you slam the throttle, it gets a whole lot of attitude. And this vehicle can get a lot of attitude. It has a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder with a hybrid system. Delivers 416 horsepower, 369 pound-feet of torque. So plenty of power to move this car. And you think about the old days, if you had summer tires on this vehicle and you didn't have all-wheel drive, all that power, it'd be undrivable. But this one, in a pretty decent snowstorm, roads not plowed. And again, Indiana usually does a pretty good job of plowing the roads. Did a horrific job on Friday night. Drove around Fort Wayne, nothing had been plowed. We're out in the open interstate, between cornfields, winds blowing. Semis are having a hard time finding their lanes. It was a stressful few hours of driving, but it wasn't because of the vehicle. The GLC just handled it really, really well. And again, we have a Subaru out back at home, and I thought, if it doesn't behave, I'll just leave it at home and take the Subaru. But there was no need. It did all right. And back here on these roads like this today, just really nice. One of the things I like, you can configure the drive modes. So I have it in Comfort now. There's the slippery condition ones. It leaves the suspension in the comfort mode, but makes the throttle a little less sensitive. Then you got Sport Plus, that makes the suspension a little bit stiffer and stiffer still, and then the throttle more sensitive, and it changes the traction systems. So you can really configure this vehicle with this little dial here on the steering wheel, pretty much any way you want the vehicle to be. So again, driving up there, I left it in slippery mode. Vehicle drove nice, but it handled the conditions about as good as you could expect. Fuel economy is not great. 18 miles per gallon in the city, 24 on the highway. But keeping that in mind, you've got a powerful muscle car with over 400 horsepower. Getting 24 miles per gallon on the highway is actually pretty decent. So I'm happy enough with that. That comes, with the 9-speed automatic transmission, really helps keep you in the right rev range for efficiency and for power. So driving experience is really good. It's stiff, it's firm, it feels very German, feels very heavy, especially out here on the highway. This is you can actually toss this thing down the 2-lane back roads and have some fun with it, but it feels very stable and very comfortable out here on the highway just in a normal day. And looking around the interior, it's a very comfortable place to be too. So this has the AMG package, like I said, and you get the red stitching, the carbon fiber on the dash. Got the suede leather steering wheel with a flat bottom and the nice thickly bolstered seats. So it's got a lot of that on it, but the rest of it is pretty standard GLC, and it also really kind of echoes vehicles like the S-Class, E-Class. So very, very consistent across the Mercedes lineup. It's a lot different, for traditional Mercedes owners, but I think this works really well. I like the flat screen instrument cluster here. Very clear, very easy to use it. The touchscreen in the center, I've got used to that over the years. dual zone automatic climate control down below. Up here, you got the nav going. And what I like is you can press the button, you can pop it up, and then pop it back down. So very easy to find things on the screen, very easy to navigate it. Wireless connections for your phone, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Easy to get those connected as well. Bluetooth, of course. This has the Burmester audio system, sounds fantastic. The heated seats were great the other night. Again, trying to shovel snow away from the car and stay warm. Panoramic sunroof, everything you need to stay comfortable on the road. Well, whenever you put the AMG badge on Mercedes, you know it's going to be expensive. And that is no exception for this snowblower. So a base Mercedes GLC regular crossover starts right at $49,000. This one, AMG 43, the crossover coupe, everything on it, $79,985. But if you can afford it, I think you'll really like it. And you'll have a vehicle that you can enjoy on a nice sunny day. And if the weather gets bad on the trip, not going to be a problem. Next week, another fun car. Till then, storm forward.